Shut up and sit down.
Hello, and welcome to Unearthed with me, your host, Philadelphia. How are you doing this evening, everybody? All right, or whatever time it is. I don't know, whatever, it's fine. Anyway, this is going to be a fun day. I have a great guest. He's a super cool dude, awesome friend. We laugh a lot. We yell at each other a lot. But at the end of the day, we always break bread. My guest tonight, Mr. Jay Burnz. Jay, how are you doing?
I am ready to watch this movie.
Yes.
I'm doing well. I did a little bit of behind the scenes research, but I didn't watch, the entirety of the thing because I want to come in with fresh eyes and have this conversation with you.
So the movie I picked for us today is called Real Men. It's from 1987. It stars Jim Belushi and John Ritter. For whatever reason, it's decided that somebody should put them in a movie together. It was written and directed by Dennis Feldman. This is the only movie this guy has directed, oddly enough. But here's a fascinating filmography. He's primarily a writer.
Okay.
All right. So I want to know this because it's only like 8 writing credits, but like, holy shit, these are like, what is all? So it's just one of the guys, which I feel like is another great episode for this show.
Definitely.
Then The Golden Child, which is one of my favorite Eddie Murphy movies. Then this, and then Species 1 and 2.
What? No.
Then this movie called Virus, and then Species 3 and Species The Awakening. So, like, this is over like 85 to 2007. This is what this guy did. So
50% of this man's entire works is Species.
I mean, it's not a bad way to be. Species 1's dope. I'm not gonna lie.
Species 1 is good, but that's like saying, oh, hey, look, I really liked Alien vs. Predator. Let me get Alien vs. Predator Requiem, and then AVP 3 Requiem Harder, and then AVP 4 Requiem for a Dream. Like, no.
That's a crossover, no one wants, just to be clear. So anyway, so this is like one of those movies that I don't know. I think like HBO bought for like $8 and then showed constantly when I was a kid. So I think I've seen this movie more than movies I love. So when I saw this pop up, I think I had stars. I was like, holy shit, this has to be an episode. So I was like, who would enjoy this? Because this is I'm not going to say this is a good film, but you will not be bored. So I was like, let me get Jay. I was like, hey, have you seen this? He's like, no. I'm like, we're going to record now. So
we're
it'll be fun. We are so watching this. So, all right. So this is the part where we break. Tony cuts in with the trailer, and then we will see you guys back here shortly with our thoughts. So
hi, Tony.
Oh, pay no attention to that man behind the curtain.
Stands on the brink of disaster, and only one man can save it.
Send him Pirandello. Nick Pirandello, CIA.
He's tough, he's cool, and he's the best man they've got.
You're not going to let him loose. He's uncontrollable. He's a wild man. His methods are totally unpredictable. I don't care. He'll get the job done.
But this time, he can't do it alone.
His name's Bob Wilson. He's a lookalike. He's a computer bully. I want you to get him to Washington by Friday for the 8 o'clock rendezvous.
Bob Wilson, sensitive, meek, mild-mannered insurance salesman, desperately needed for a top-secret mission, and totally unwilling to have anything to do with it.
Bob? You sure you don't want to come out? You can get awfully hot just sitting in the car like that. I'm not coming out. Okay.
They've got 5 days to save the world if they don't kill each other first.
You don't have to touch the bomb. The gun is empty. Really?
They face enormous odds.
Stay close and do exactly what I do.
Bang!
Relentless Russian agents.
What is this? Lunch. They just break for lunch?
Yeah, they're not as dedicated as you there, Bob. You know, they have no incentives, no motivation.
Deceptive enemies.
Who are those clowns?
Holy shit! Clown attack! clown attack?
Yeah, they've gone bad.
Bad clowns?
And ruthless women.
On your knees, slave!
Okay. You're one of those feminists, aren't you?
Silence!
Saturday Night Live's James Belushi. Emmy Award winner John Ritter. This is a job for real men.
Bob, why are you crying?
Real funny, real men.
And we're back. So, Jay, initial thoughts.
That's a lot to take in. Like, there are like 5 things that are going on in this movie, and like 6 things don't get done.
Oh,
wow.
man.
I laughed a lot during this.
I mean,
movie.
this movie's just utterly ridiculous.
I am not gonna lie. I actually found myself chuckling a lot more during this movie than I thought I would, especially based off of like the first 15 minutes.
Oh God! All right, I got a lot of notes.
I just took quick little sentences, but it's a full page.
Yeah. So I like that the movie opens up where you don't understand what's happening yet. You don't get this till later, but it's John Ritter walking around the woods in the full-on trench coat because he's clearly the FBI agent, you know. And then he's just murdered holding a glass of water. So you have no clue what any of this means. And then they're like, all right, well, we need to there's a whole faction or something's going on. And then they go into the loose cannon trope intro for James Belushi. And then we just move right into the fish market scene or the produce scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's just there. So. And we get introduced to him interrogating the other guy, which was a pretty funny bit.
He makes him swallow his button and is like, it's the deadly poison. You talk, I'll give you the antidote. And I'm just like, bro, what?
Well, you got a minute till die.
Lie down right there. It'll be more comfortable. Like, what?
Anyway, he tells him there's a secret map. And then he goes and gets it after he spots the bomb in the car right away. So good on him.
I said, where the hell did he throw that rock? That is literally the sentence I wrote on my page.
Well, I did see it lands on the hood. It just creates enough.
Okay.
Yeah, it creates enough to change the pressure, and then boom. So good effect. Though. I mean, they blew up a car. So I mean, they spent some money on that.
All $7.16 that they had on this movie's budget.
I think that the majority of that went to the baseball, but we'll get into that later. So I do like the lockpick fork in the hotel right after this. That is some Jason Bourne shit. So,
it's inventive. I will give them that.
But and I love that he's trying to escape, and then they come in the hall, and he's like right above the door, like right above. I'm like, why does no one ever look up at these? Like, just look up. I mean, like they had to know something's going on up there, but they don't. So he's fine. And then he does the shoelace rope trick.
No, I'm sorry.
To swing through, and then we get the funny bit where the Russian or whoever, I don't know if it's Russians or CIA guys, they break in and it's the couple having sex, but it's really him, and he shoots the guy. Like that classic trope.
Oh, yikes! I got some issues with the guns in this movie.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. When he breaks into the garage and he starts dismantling everything and then makes the only submachine gun in this movie that actually fires automatic, I'm just like, because
out of like a drill, a vacuum bit, like a Band-Aid box,
trimmer,
nails.
like what?
I mean, I got kudos to the props department. That looks like a pretty cool looking gun.
Yeah, it looks like something you would buy out of a box in like Call of Duty Zombies.
Yeah, or it looks like something you would make to play like War with your friends. So, but it actually works. So, but I do want to go back to this is where we get introduced to the whole plot of, for some reason, it's got to be John Ritter that meets somebody at Friday. So they pull a lookalike, and it just so happens to be the John Ritter we're going to get used to for the rest of the film. Rest in peace, because goddamn, he showed up for work for this film. Yeah. He really did. And like, he brings it, and it's just great. And like, he is so funny every inch of the film that he's in. Like, he
cracks me up. He cracks me up so hard. He just gives his all 100%. You're like, he sat there, he said one of these things in one take, and he's like, let's run this back. I want to say this and this to see if it works with this.
Yep.
And it works.
Oh, man.
I love the fact that they like play him off as kind of like this foppish individual, though. Like this dude who's just being stepped on throughout like his entire life.
Like in the instance we meet him, we get the milkman almost runs him over and then gives him the wink, which doesn't come into play till like minute 124 of 100, whatever. But and then we get introduced to the boys down the street who are clearly 40-year-olds.
Yeah, clearly, those are middle-aged men. And Bubba June, whatever they want to call that man, like, bro, yeah. My man's need some Slim Fast and just to take a walk around the block. Because my God. Plus, why like I'm not like applying gender roles to anything. But like, it's a pink bike. What are you gonna do? And in what fucking world does a bike cost $250? Kick that big dude in the fucking tank, bro. Come on.
Well, anyway, he gets pushed around. They keep the bike. So anyway, John Ritter's kid's bike got stolen. What are you gonna do? But then this is where he falls asleep. I love the garage scene where he's trying to attack with the rake and doing the yell. And this is where we meet him and James Belushi. And then we get going with the rest of the film. This is it. It's these two on the road for the rest of the movie. He's not telling him what's going on, but he's telling him he's got to come with him. And it's got to be him.
Like, this is where the whole, like, UFO thing comes in. And I'm just like, okay, I don't know if he's just yanking his fucking chain.
I do love the bit, like, before, but one of my favorite lines in the movie, just because it's so just, I don't know why, it's Jim Belushi's deadpan delivery of it is perfect. I will say Jim Belushi does not have range, but he is perfect for this role. Like, this is just, it just suits his strength. So it's where they're going to go out there. He's built the gun. He's like, all right, Bob, you ready? And Brown Ritter's like, well, won't they shoot at us? And he's like, yeah, probably, Bob. It's what they brought the guns for.
You saved my life, Bob. I'm not going to forget that.
Did you draw fire? You saved my life.
I'm picking out a headstone.
So anyway, they get away. And then they sneak into a neighbor's house. But he's like, hey, this neighbor, the milk here is like 3 days old. Yours was like fresh. I think he's coming over a little too often. He's planting that seed. John Ritter tries to run away. He knocks him out. The next day, they're in Vegas. And this is where we get introduced to the subplot of who we're going to meet as aliens. And John Ritter's like, fuck out of here. Take me home. He's like, no, look, they gave me a pen. It's got a little writing on it. That's the proof.
He knocks it through the baseball. And then he's like, see? It's still right.
And he's like, I saw a pen on TV do that. I was like, fine. Takes the baseball pen, throws it over his shoulder. And I got to admit, I mean, for 1987, fairly decent effect.
That is actually some of the best CGI work I've seen in a long time.
Yeah. For back then, I'm like, that's actually not terrible. And then the thing opens up, it starts spinning around, and it flies off into space. And then John Ritter's like, oh my God, that's crazy. He's like, yeah, it's a Homan pen. He's like, oh my God. Like, and you just threw it away? He's like, well, you need a proof, asshole.
See, it's great. They only gave me one.
Yeah. It's a collector's pen. It's a collector's pen, Bob. It's a shame. It's pretty valuable,
I I was like, okay, I was expecting like the next scene he wakes up from like a fucking fever dream. No, that's legitimately.
This is legitimately where the movie's going. This is where we are now.
Just the movie.
We are like, hold on, I wrote it down. 30 minutes in to an hour and 20-minute movie. We decided to introduce aliens as a thing, and it's totally commonplace. And then the Russians attack, and I love this whole bit. This whole front to back scene is just absurd and insane, and I kind of love it. So they're pinned into a house, and they send in a negotiator, and the negotiator, Jim Belushi, they just fuck.
Yeah. Like, oh no, I only smoke after I have sex. Well, it's a good thing you don't do it very often. No, only about a pack a day. That's gonna kill you. No, it just wears you out.
So then they're pinned in this house. It's like, okay, Bob, we're gonna get out of here, but you need to do exactly what I do. That's where we get bang. So I'm gonna try to explain this for people that have not seen this yet. So Jim Belushi runs out and starts shooting. Every time he shoots, John Ritter goes up to where he was standing and then yells bang, like, and makes a motion with his hand. And then when he does it, it startles a guy, and he walks backwards into a branch and stabs himself and starts dying. To where now John Ritter believes he is shooting people with his hand. This carries on for 2 minutes.
It makes a comeback too. This movie is all over
several times.
Oh my god!
Because then they're pinned in at like a phone booth, and he's doing it, and the Russian guy just stands there and was like, "Are you fucking joking?" And then great shot too, because they pull back, and you see Jim Belushi way behind him, and then John Ritter's doing this, and the guy's looking at him, and he realizes, and he just goes bang with the other hand, and then at the exact moment, Jim Belushi shoots the guy, and now John Ritter believes that his other hand has the ammo now.
Yo, okay, hold up. There's a bit in this that just like I had to go back like 10 seconds and rewatch it just because it was some of the funniest shit I've seen. It's just the most nonsensical thing. Yeah. He's talking to the fucking Russian sex pot that comes in the house about stocks that are going on sale. They jump into that same phone booth, and he's like, "You got a quarter? You need to sell that. You need to sell this stock. Give me a quarter. Hey, Johnny, sell this stock. Hang up. Okay, we're good. Let's go."
And then everything stops. And it's like, "What happened?" It's like, "Oh, it's lunch."
It's lunch.
Like, wait, what? He's like, "Yeah, they're not as committed as we are." He's like, "So we can just leave?" He's like, "Yeah, pretty much. We can go." They just break for lunch.
I'm actually really glad that you suggested this movie.
Oh my god, this movie is bonkers.
The first 35 minutes of this movie, I'm rolling on the fucking ground, dude. My sides are
so
busting.
Insane.
I'm laughing my ass off.
Oh my god, fucking bang. Well, then they got to go pick up the safe car, so they go to his parents' house, and then we meet mom and dad. So the bit of the gay panic joke here is dad had a sex change. John Ritter doesn't know he's making out with dad because dad, hits on John Ritter. And he's like super into it. And then
this is definitely very 1980s.
It is 1980s, but at the same time, like I love the fact that Jim Belushi is completely on board with what happened. It's like this is not a problem. This is just what dad needed to do for himself. And he needed to experience this.
He looks better than anybody else on Iwo Jima that was with him.
Will you look at the tits on this guy? Now, there's some people in the family that didn't understand what was happening, Mom.
This fucking movie is all over the place. It tries to cover so much, and it covers so little.
It's only 1 hour and 20 minutes. So that's what's crazy about it. Is that it is short, but so many things occur.
It's like 3 vignettes crammed into an entire movie.
Oh my god. So anyway, and I love the dad's like, call me. And he's like, yeah, no, I'm good. So anyway, they get the new car with no seats. And the scene in the store where they see the National Enquirer that's basically blabbing, and he's like, do you have a bathroom? He's like,
for my friend.
He's like, yeah, this is actually like legit, and it's the National Enquirer's reporting the real news. All life on Earth can end in 5 years. The aliens are negotiating for a glass of water.
I was like, okay, cool. So maybe it's just some CIA, jiggery pokery at that point in time. Because I was like, there's no way like Men in Black would steal from this. Yes, they would.
Oh, they did? Yes. There it is. Yeah, the hot chief. The hot chief. Then we have the cornfield leak scene where he tries to run off and realizes he has the map and actually goes back. But I love that he flips out on, like, Ritter flips out, and then, like, Jim Belushi's just going along with it. He's letting him have his fun. But he's just like, I know you were trying to run, but you came back. Most guys wouldn't, so it's fine.
You left me when I went to take my leak.
Oh, my God.
I have a confession to make. I really did just run away. Yeah, I know.
I know.
Yeah, I know. But you came back.
Now we need to get into the really weird scene. And I know that says a lot.
The random juggalo attack?
After they grab the presidential glass, I love that they explain that, like, we're going to give them this glass to drink it out of that has presidential seal, so that way when they're out in the universe, a little free publicity. And then the elite clown group show up to attack them.
Boy!
Clowns, but they're elite CIA operatives, so no one would recognize them, even though Belushi recognizes every single one of them.
Oh my God, you took him out.
Oh my God, that's Pinkman.
You took out Pinkman. I love the old switcheroo too, where he's like, "You're a Russian agent.
You're a Russian agent, Bob.
You look at me, you hate me. Use that." And then he gets knocked out,
locked out.
And then he wakes up next to him, and he's like, you took them all out.
But Elf, I must have just done that, programming myself to sleep. He's like, Bob, you're full of shit. No, you're not a Russian agent. Wait, so I didn't beat up these guys? Oh, yeah, no, that part was true. And then after this is like a 100-minute. Now we get badass John Ritter.
Yeah, he's transformed after this point. He's like, all I needed was a little self-confidence.
He has no problem wiping these fuckers out. Like, the guy gets it up and he just knocks him out one punch. And now he's like Mr. Badass the rest of the film. Because then we have the entire Pittsburgh sequence. I love every minute of this sequence because it is just fucking lunacy. That this is all.
Oh my God.
So we begin with them going to a bar. And Jim Belushi's just he's just going to be a perv on women. And meets a nice lady. I do love the line. He's like, you realize you just attracted the best looking guy in here. Like, that was like, good line. All right, fair enough. And then John Ritter goes to sit back down, and two dock workers have just taken their seats. He's like, you're in my seat. And the guy's like, put a foot on him, and he's like staring them down. And they're like, we thought you left.
Can we, do you want us to buy you a drink? If I wanted you to buy me a drink, don't you think I would have told you I wanted you to buy me a drink? I'm just like, dude, that's the hardest part of this movie to believe. Because he was the nicest dude on the face of the planet. So to see him pull out this fucking attitude just cracked me up. I am not going to lie.
And I like that in a movie where we suddenly introduce aliens, John Ritter badass is the hardest part for you to believe.
At this point in time in the movie, I'm still hoping that that's a fucking fever dream.
It is not. No, we are legit moving.
No, it's not.
With this. It's great. Oh my God. Anyway, he follows her home. He being Jim Belushi, so he's going to go have sex with the nice librarian lady who turns out to be a full-on dominatrix and beats the shit out of him. And I mean, like, electrocutes and beats the shit out of him.
Yeah, what's with the gyroscope that he set up in? I'm just like, what is going on here?
So while all that is going on, John Ritter is foiling a robbery of an antique store, single-handedly, mind you.
These guys, the CIA's out here. Oh, no, those aren't CIA.
That's probably just like some robbers or something.
Probably just some regular robbers. And then he proceeds to beat the shit out of him while Jim's getting his fucking rocks off.
Don't make a big thing out of it.
Don't make a big thing out of it. Although, like, the cops are on a first name basis with him by the time he walks out of the fucking building, too.
Let's worry about the clowns.
Can you believe this guy?
Which was earlier that day.
Yes.
According to the time frame of this movie.
This movie's all over the place. Oh my god.
Insane. So anyway, Nick is now a changed man because he's now in love. And the whole scene of just them in the car, like, I left my number. Do you think she'll call me? I think I need to leave this mission. And then John Ritter pulling over is like, you want to piss and moan? Get the fuck out of the car.
They've completely swapped characters at this point in time.
It's so good, though. It is amazing. And I love the scene. It's like, hey, just don't forget who saved your ass back after that clown attack. And Jim Belushi's like, I'll have you know. He's like, yeah. He's like,
I'm grateful.
Grateful. I'm going to back you up every minute of this mission. Well, anyway, he stops for gas and Nick leaves. And then John Ritter, fucking piss at little nothing.
Yo, I was like, okay, that's a good callback. That's a good callback.
That was like from the whole Russian scene earlier. So John Ritter is just going to go to this meetup with like a gun he doesn't load properly.
What is with this Hill Valley High getup that he's got going on, though? Like,
he's got a new jacket. I do love, though, like, he's walking around the woods, but he does have the map, so he knows where he's going. And the first thing he runs into is a clown. And he's just putting it out. But it's for a kid's party.
What are you doing walking around dressed like that? This movie's great. This movie is great.
This movie's dope as hell.
Oh my god.
Well, anyway, Jim Belushi shows up. Russians and CIA are all out in the woods. Mahoney shows up, who's like a random black guy that we've never been introduced to, but he gets a name, and then he's like shot immediately, and then that's it. There's no more help. They have the big firefight. They get to the end. Here you find out it's Nick's boss is behind all this, and they want this big gun.
Oh, I have him marked as old unsolved mysteries ass bad guy. Yes. Because that's exactly what he sounds like. He sounds like the guy from Unsolved Mysteries back in the day.
I was thinking more of Peter Graves in Biography.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
Anyway, Biography guy is like, I'm gonna fucking kill Nick. And then John Ritter's like, you can kill him all you want. You're not gonna get the gun for
do it.
Fucking go ahead.
Shoots him in the arm, and he's like, I'll fucking kill him.
I do love the little bit of, because I noticed this, like, I forget, like, early in the film, every time Jim Belushi fires a shot, it kills someone. And after Pittsburgh, every time he fires a shot, it hits a tree. Like, he can't hit anybody.
Yup. So he shoots the branches.
Because he can't get anybody anymore, because now he's in love. And like,
he lost his smoke check.
A little bit, yeah. Oh my God. It's like, there's a subtle little joke, but I was like, that's actually pretty funny.
So that's where my other big problem with the guns comes in. There's a man in a tree with an Uzi.
Yep.
And it is firing a single bullet every time he pulls the trigger. And I'm just like, that is...
Turn it up. Get it going.
Like, you're disappointing a whole audience of people right now.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we get the greatest callback. Bang. And then the guy that showed up to help that was dying got off one shot right in the nick of time.
And then he dies again.
And then he dies again. And anyway, but John Belushi's like, oh my God, that was like incredible. Like, how did you do that? He's like, don't make a big thing out of it. Anyway, he meets the aliens because the aliens show up because of course they did.
Of course they do. It's a 1980s movie.
I was glad they were just like, they're just people. We don't have a budget, so just everybody looks alike in this universe. It's a human being.
Like it's a 1980s episode of Doctor Who.
Basically, yeah. Anyway, they drink the water. They give us a package that's going to fix the environment, which I kind of wish would actually happen right now, but it's not. And then they just jet, And then the movie wraps up with John Ritter going home, and then he beats up the 40-year-old kids, gets his money back, fucking nails out the milkman, and everything's dope.
Although he's just waiting behind the gate, dude. He sucker punches the fuck out of that mailman, and it is I'm sitting here, I'm standing up, I'm watching it, and I'm like, okay, he's gonna beat the shit 3 underlines under it the fuck out of this mailman.
Yeah, you got it. Just one shot.
And then he just said, and I was dead, bro. I was like,
try to be more sensitive.
Try to be more sensitive. Oh, the last thought that I wrote about this was it's a story about a dude finding his own masculinity set in the lens of the 1980s. Because he's getting stepped, he's away at a mental institution. That's the story they tell the family. The house is shot up, it gets fixed. This is a great little callback too. I really like that. When Jim Belushi bucks off on the helicopter, you can tell this man is 100 feet in the air, and they're still he can hear him. No, your house looks great from here. And I'm just like,
they did a great job.
This movie was all over the place.
It was, but goddamn, what a ride. I gotta admit, there's some fucking great one-liners. I do love, one of my favorite one-liners was early on when Jim Belushi first gets the map, and he's taking it to his boss. He's like, you got the map? He's like, yeah. And the boss assistant grabs it, throws it out the window. And I'm working with them, you'll never get it. And then the boss is like, oh my God, he was working with Russia? He's like, yeah, no, I knew about that. He's like, yeah, he didn't get the map. He's like, well, what was it? He's like, it was a note that says, give up, I know who their leaders are. And the boss is like, well, who are the leaders? He's like, I don't know.
John Ritter in the bar scene after dealing with the dock workers. Give me a double bourbon to the rim, no ice.
Now.
Yes, sir. And then chokes it back and is like, smooth. I'm like,
okay. Oh my God.
All credibility out the window. But somehow it still works.
He makes that work. He just does. That guy's a comedic genius. He really was.
Fucking John Ritter. I miss that man. He was
great. My God. This is just one of my favorite bits, just this whole movie. I could watch him the scene in the garage where he's still holding the rake that he tried to hit him with because it's stuck in the closet. And he's just and Jim Belushi,
go back to school.
He's oh, you're a smart guy. I've never even been to college. Turns his back, John Ritter's like, and you never will. But it's still stuck, and he falls over. He's like, unless you apply, I'm aware of that, Bob. Every line, you got to fill it out. Oh my God, this movie's great.
This movie was a lot better than I expected it to be.
I mean, if you just do not think about it for more than 5 seconds, you'll just enjoy the hell out of this. So, oh man.
You can't think about it for more than 5 seconds because as soon as you do that, the entire movie falls apart.
Oh no, anything in this. Oh God. Okay. Anyway, wrapping up, Jay, do you recommend?
Yeah, actually, I do. There are some things that a lot of my friends might find problematic as of now. But if you watch this movie, hey, this is a movie from the 80s. This is the way a lot of movies from this era are, and you can get past that. I think a lot of people will find something, at least 1 or 2 parts of this movie, where they laugh uproariously. I would definitely recommend.
I would highly recommend. I mean, especially if you were a John Ritter fan. Yes. Just watch it for him, and you will not be disappointed. 9 out of 5 stars goes to this film. Super fun. Just seek it out. There's worse things to watch. So it is. Oh yeah, no, it is just laughably ridiculous. It is absolutely insane, bonkers, and it is just a fun ride. It's 1 hour and 25 minutes. So.
If that, I think that's the entire runtime.
It really is. It moves fast. It moves quick. It's we got to get there by Friday. Let's go road trip. This movie's lean, so I do enjoy that. So anyway, I think that is good for real men here. It is a recommend here. So Jay, this is where I give everybody a chance to do the plug, if you will. Yep.
So. Jay Burnz on Facebook, at jburns253 on Twitter. Don't follow me, don't at me, don't friend me. I probably won't add you back. That being said, if you want to follow my pages, don't do that either. I don't say anything funny on the internet. You can find me most Thursdays hosting Full Metal Classic over on the Full Metal Media page. It's it's a nice little movie trivia channel. We have a little bit of fun. We like to drink. We like to get loud, and hopefully sometime we'll have somebody tell us a Red Lobster story.
We'll see. So, I am your host, Philadelphia. You can find me on everything at Philadelphia, PA. But I never really post on Twitter because it's a cesspool. And my Instagram is just food and cat pictures and memes. So, I mean, which is just, that's all it really needs to be. And anyway, also, like, share, subscribe, all the call to action for feature presentation, because this is a great home. We have the teams matches, which are randomly placed teams every Sunday. We have fantasy film fights with Peggy Gubbins every Wednesday. Champs Lunch, random games. It's all a lot of fun. There's also merch. There's a Redbubble store. So buy our stuff, and, donate some coffee, because Tony is the hardest working man in show business, and he deserves it. So yeah, absolutely. Fantastic guy. So anyway, for all of us here, I am your host, and just reminding you that in life there are no right answers, but there are wrong ones. And be good to each other. Have a good night.
Shut up and sit down.